Silly old games. Don't play audio unless you're on them. What you gonna do? This music is such a bop. Wait, oh, there we go. This is gonna be a chiller stream, because, I don't know how long I can stay on, because my, well, it's not that I have to go pick up my relatives, but my relatives are coming soon. And then I got busy. I was gonna stream earlier, then I got busy, and I was like, well, fuck. Am I gonna be able to stream at all? And then I ended up cleaning the house and got stressed. It's a whole thing. I'm not very good at this thing. We're here to vibe. I can't think of anything to talk about. Usually I want to talk about something. I guess we could talk about my love of Chuzzle. I should have all these trophies. I will have all these trophies. I love Chuzzle. This is the superior matching game, and no one can tell me otherwise. The other day, I was playing it, and one of the Chuzzles had sunglasses on. I was like, damn, this is such a cool little Chuzzle. I'm really gonna fuck up some people's watch streaks here. This is fantastic. I don't know how many people have watch streaks. Just 2, maybe? Man. I'm a little more. I woke up way early today. And it sucked, because I didn't want to wake up early. And then I wanted to go back to sleep, and then I couldn't. And now we're here. Anyway. Let's just... Oh, never mind. We're back. Alright. Real introduction, not me futzing around for like 3 minutes. Hello, it's Dyna. We're here in a less than scuffed stream, because it's not as bad as some of those other streams I had with my throwback games. But still kind of scuffed, because, I don't know, I just chucked on the game that was like, I need something to relax to before I go and like hang out with my relatives. Which, it's not the relatives that's stressful, it's the fact that I had to go and clean and everything. And I also got an interview on Friday that I'm low-key nervous for. Not the point. But I was like, I need something as well to be able to do with my left hand, because all the cyberpunking, my hand's starting to hurt again. And that's not good. So we're just gonna have a little chill game of Chuzzle, and hopefully I know how to use my left hand to play games. We're just gonna start a new game. I hope. The audio's a little bit. Okay. I had some complaints, or requests for higher audio, but I don't know. I feel like Chuzzle's a little loud. But yeah, it's my favorite game. I first learned about Chuzzle when I was in Malaysia and playing on my grandfather's like old ass PC. Like old to the extent that it was like a box, and it lagged. It's not even lag, I think that's just how it was. It was like impossible to do anything on it because it took forever to load. I don't even know how we managed to play games on it. They also had this other game that was like ragdoll physics, where you're a ragdoll and just slap the other person with your ragdoll body. I don't know if that still exists. I remember we would, so one of my cousins went to New Zealand to study for, I think, his graduate degree, so, like, we were able to do a video call with him on that computer, but only video, and it was laggy. Nowadays, if Discord has any form of lag, I get real mad, but at that time, that's just how it was. I sound like such an old person when I do that. I'm Gen Z. Anyway. But yeah, that's why this game has a very special place in my heart. Especially because, like, I'm kind of mad. And I'll say this multiple times. Not kind of mad. I'm very mad that, like, Bejeweled and other, like, matching games got more popular than this. Because, like, who doesn't want to be popping little fur balls to get points? Like, I'm sure Candy Crush is doing something that Chuzzle isn't. Don't get me wrong. But I like Chuzzle better aesthetically. Purely for the aesthetics. I also have colorblind mode on, if you're wondering, because I just like the way it looks. That's another thing. They have I mean, I suppose other games have accessibility features, but just like, look at them. They got little shapes on them. You're so cute. And then, like, there's like little, it's back in the day when they had little, like, Easter eggs in games. Like, if you press on them, or like click on one for a long time, it'll sneeze. If you leave your mouse on them, they're like, get off of me. And you're like, wow. What on earth was gaming back in the day? I gotta stay on this stream long enough to see if my my viewers with streaks can actually get on. I feel bad. This is what is it? We're at noon-ish PST time. I usually stream like 3 hours from now, but 3 hours from now I have no idea what I'll be doing with my relatives. There's so many things to do in the Bay Area that I don't know about. One of the popular things people do is like go to San Francisco and visit Alcatraz, which I always felt was kind of weird to go visit a prison or ex-prison, because I did that in Philadelphia when for like some sort of class assignment, and I was like, hot damn, why did I do that? I don't know. Feels weird. And again, I visit like their castles. I remember when I lived in Massachusetts, I think we visited like some sort of castles, or like, not really I don't exactly know what they were. I'm not sure what time period they were used for. I just knew there was castles and they had like, what are they called? Cannons. And it was great. Oh no, he got locked up. Sad. Never mind. But I used to actually pass by, yo, noise. I didn't even know that was a trophy. I used to pass by, when I worked up in San Francisco, I used to pass by where they like have like a ferry or something over to Alcatraz. And they would always have like vendors. I'm not sure exactly what they were selling, but it was like one of those vendors. You probably see them a lot in like cities these days, but they It's like one of those, they have like a little cart that is like a, basically a heating surface, and they're cooking, I guess, like onions and like, what, grilled onions and like peppers. I don't know, it smells good. I'm a little nostalgic for it. It's like one of those warm fuzzy feeling things, even though I'm like, I've never been on the tours, but like, I don't know. Or like, yeah, it's one of those mundane things where I was like, I passed by and I kind of took it for granted, but now that I don't work up in San Francisco, I'm like, ah, I miss it. It's fine. I'm really slow doing this because I'm using my left hand, which is nice. Oh my gosh, it's a Dyna. Holy shit, I was wondering if you'd lose your streak. Aw, dang, I think I was close to a achievement there. Hello, I was low. Okay, 65 stream streak. Not today. You're not out to break it, are you? I mean, I'm not out to break anybody's streak, but that doesn't necessarily mean I'm not, like, you know, caught like a mischief kind of stuff. I did actually plan this to stream early today, so I wasn't sure if anybody could make it, but yeah. I'm just right now chilling out, waiting for my relatives to land, and then, frankly, I don't actually know, because, like, let's see, so my relatives, they need to get off the plane, get their luggage, get their rental car, and then get over here. So I have absolutely no idea when I'm going to be seeing them, so I was just like, I already finished all my chores that I made myself, self-imposed chores, and, I did that. Now I can just, wait. You got nothing to do. Woo. Some folks come to visit. Does anyone in your family have a coin collection? If so, can you tell them to bring it next time? Yeah, so I think I mentioned it before. My uncle, when I was going to college in Philadelphia, I had an uncle living nearby, so he he didn't take care of me, but definitely came by every so often, and we had dinner, and that was nice. I guess that is taking care of you. It's just nice having relatives nearby in case something happens, even though nothing ever happened. But yeah, he's like also, I think, my mom's closest brother. I don't know how that really defines when you're older now, like, especially because the rest of my mom's siblings live halfway across the world. Anyway, does any of my family have a coin collection? I think at one point, one of my uncles on my dad's side, was collecting coins. But it wasn't like, I don't think it was specifically coin collecting. I think he's been trying to collect nickel? I'm not sure. I haven't talked to that uncle for a while because of COVID, but he got really into, in case of the apocalypse, I think, was collecting nickel. A lot of people collect it as an investment. It's called silver stack. Yeah, I guess it's silver stacking, but nickel. Again, like, I mean, that's one of my particularly, I don't want to say eccentric uncles, but he definitely gets obsessed with certain hobbies. Which isn't like a bad thing. It's just how he is. And it's kind of fun. I don't know, one day when I was there, he just went to the bank and I think got like 5 rolls of nickels. and then just handed one to each of us. There was like 4 of us, the kids, in generationally speaking, kids. That was kind of weird. Nickel stacking. Did you know before 5-cent coins were made out of nickel, they were made out of silver and called half dimes? Now there's such a thing as a silver nickel. That sounds familiar. I don't remember why I know this, but that sounds familiar, yeah. And then they found out silver's too expensive. They contained 35% because they wanted to use nickel for the war. Yeah. I kind of, maybe I learned this, so like, I don't know how common of a chemistry experiment it is, but when I took chemistry in high school, I don't quite remember what we did, but I think it was pennies. I think we took some pennies and defaced them, basically. Arguably, I think we defaced them. Which is, it was a pennies or nickels? Anyway, we took monetary coin thingy-majigger. We filed down one of the edges and then did some sort of, like, chemical reaction to it, and then I think it made them, like, change a different color? I think that's what the experiment was? I wasn't, like... I don't know. But then, like, we had a whole paper that she gave out, because I think at one point someone was like, hey, aren't we defacing, like, the US currency? And apparently you're allowed to do science experiments on your money, is the short of it. Okay, they're called war nickels. Copper's funky like that. Yeah, you can turn copper into any color of the rainbow with the right chemicals. Yeah! Yeah! I don't remember a lot about chemistry. That was definitely one of the worst years of my college, or not college, high school, because, like, I overloaded on classes. Not a great move, because what I ended up doing was I took, physics and chemistry the same year, because I could. Wait, no, sorry, it was 1 year. No. No, I think it was, I took chemistry and biology 1 year, which was a hot mess. Then I took physics for the rest of my 2 years. That's what it was, okay. I couldn't remember. Biology is hard. I think chemistry was harder for me because it involved a little bit more. Well, it was harder for, I think, the information I don't think was as bad. It was when we did like chemistry labs, you had to do like a write-up for them, right? And those write-ups like had to be like, they were very strict and scientific, which was like kind of great for practice, but like half the time I would come home half asleep and have to go and like write a report in like third person and have perfect grammar and spelling and be like, oh, this is what we did, this is what the results were. And I'm like, I could not do that all the time. I distinctly remember one night when one of my friends was in my chemistry class, so we did the chemistry lab together, and like we're on Google Chat trying to figure out this chemistry lab report, and like I felt half asleep while I was writing this report, and I felt so bad. I'm like, I don't know why I'm so tired. It sucks ass. Anyway, I think physics and chemistry were easier for me because they were a little more based in math. Well, there's almost no math in biology. That is a convenient problem to have, because I think I've mentioned this before, I'm shit at math. Which is why I'm not great at something. Like, physics I liked conceptually, because I think the concepts of physics is interesting. The math just goes over my head. I'm bad at math, man. Also, God, we did so much random shit in biology. Kind of hated it. Like we did like dissections. I'm like, why did we have to dissect like 3 different creatures? Learn the mitochondria's powers of the cell. I had to do like a book report basically. That wasn't a good year. I definitely overloaded on classes. Dynamite, good to see you during the dull day in the office. Keep it on the TL. I'm happy to be of entertainment. Frankly, I'm just here to zen out. I need... Oh, fuck. Gosh. Okay. Using a mouse with my left hand is kind of hard. Yeah, we're just here to zen out. Although I guess if I wanted to do zen, there is another mode for that, but like... Why don't we just do classic Chuzzle? I really wish they brought back Chuzzle. I think it's like... I should look into who owns the IP rights for this. I'm pretty sure EA owns the rights. Which is sad, because I'm like, EA, look at this beautiful IP here that you could take full advantage of. And I would buy into this. I don't know what they could do to it to invest more into this. But I want more Chuzzle. And speaking of things I want them to do, I think they also technically own the rights to Insane Aquarium now, because it must have I assume it came with the buyout of PopCap. But I really just think Insane Aquarium would be fantastic on, like, mobile. It's a tappy game. Of course it's gonna be fantastic for that. Why can't they take advantage of this? Because they took advantage of, like, Plants vs. Zombies, and that's great. I mean, some people say that they don't like the remakes. I don't find the remakes of Plants vs. Zombies terrible. Especially the one on mobile. Even though it's like, you gotta buy things, the levels are actually pretty fun. It's a time traveling one. What is this? Chuzzle Tetris? Kush, that's my bad. No, it's Chuzzle. I like to think it's the OG matching game. I don't actually know if that's the case, and I will not look that up. You will have to trust me blindly that I know what I'm talking about. They're just little guys. They're Chuzzles. And they're going to jail for committing tax fraud. Ah, fuck it. There we go. No Phantom Liberty today. Yeah, no, I need a break. My hand was hurting. Because I don't exactly know what's wrong with my hand anymore. Because, I think when I went to PT earlier this year, my hand therapist was saying it was because of, like, probably, like, weakness. Like, because I got injured a few years ago. And then it just kind of, I never did anything about it, so there was like an existing injury. On top of the fact I think my hand has always been kind of weak for whatever reason. But now everything feels like really tight, so I'm not really sure what I did to my hand, and I really don't want to go find a hand therapist, because finding a hand therapist in the Bay Area apparently is impossible. I called so many offices. It was kind of insane, and I hate it. That's my rant about the American healthcare system of the day. Don't get me wrong, I suspect even if we had, like, free healthcare or something, I'd still run into the same issue. Because it's just a very specific specialty, but, yeah. I have been thinking a lot about Phantom Liberty, though. Because I was thinking about, I'm pretty sure... what I'm actually... I don't really know anything about the main plot of the game, so I'm not... I'm excited to learn that. But what I'm actually interested to see, though, is I'm pretty sure they have a new side quest with Lizzie Wizzy, Grimes' character, and I was curious to know what that mission is. Fuck. Well, that's not good. Yeah, this ain't good. Just gotta zen out. I also have, have WhatsApp on this on my other screen to make sure I catch my uncle's message. Usually this is game over time when the game gives you like a bajillion locks. Okay, that's good, that's good. There we go. But, stop locking up my Chuzzles! Free the Chuzzles! Ah. Also, I'll mention this next time I stream Phantom Liberty, but after stream yesterday, I went to see if I could save Slider because I felt bad because I didn't press one of the options. Turns out the man's just supposed to die, and I was like, well, damn, add that to the list of people Via's killed. I just feel so bad. Like, I know, oh shit. I know, like, in Cyberpunk, you have to kill people. That's like the whole shtick kind of thing. But like, I feel bad for certain people, cause also, especially cause to get to that, the Slider, like, I did some finessing about like, oh hey, like, Madame Brigitte knows me, and I'm like, oh cool, this is the path, this is the, like, the pacifist path, sort of, because I decided not to kill them, so I have some clout with them, and then you just end up killing him anyway. I'm like, well, there goes any form of trust that they could have possibly had in me. And I'm like, well, damn, it's just like that, isn't it? As a side note, I feel like Phantom Liberty should have added Idris Elba as somebody you could romance. I don't know why, it just feels like his character is set up for it. I think also people would like to romance Songbird, based on the low sodium cyberpunk subreddit. Whee. He must have wanted too much money for that option. I'm just thoroughly surprised. I should look into this because my interest has been piqued. Because I'm very surprised they got him to play a character. Like, I don't know, Keanu Reeves, I feel like the way I imagine the proposition went is like CD Projekt Red emails Keanu Reeves and it's like, hey, do you want to be a what would you define him as? Not an eco-terrorist, just a cyber terrorist rocker, and like Keanu Reeves was like, sign me up. But I can't imagine what the conversation was like for Idris Elba. Fuck. Cyber kaplunk? No cyber kaplunk today. My hand hurts. We're just gonna explode little fur balls. This is Zen. Or people might have gotten pissed off that they would have gotten to romance option with Idris but not Keanu. Ooh, that is a good point. That is a good point. I think it would be interesting. Like, I don't know if I would romance Johnny Silverhand personally, but like, the idea of falling in love with a construct in your head sounds very interesting and cyberpunky. I'm still pissed that you can't make it with Judy as a dude. I'm. Do other games like soft or like lock you from different characters like that? Do do other games, like, lock you out of romancing certain characters like this? It's like, I don't know, to me, if we're doing like an open world kind of free shit, I would expect them to not have, like, gender preferences. That being said, this isn't like some dating sim, so I also don't really expect it to be that deep. If I wanted a dating sim, I'd go play a dating sim, but Cyberpunk, I'm here to shoot people with big guns. Judy is best girl. Honestly, like, after spending a lot of time— ah, fuck. Sad. I don't know who this Isaac person is. I think they're just random names and they just chucked on things. Hi Dyna. Sorry I'm late. Oh, hey German Taker Johnny. How's it going? We're just here to vibe. Let's do expert. I could definitely do expert, right? No worries about being late, by the way. We're just here to vibe. And also, I, like, did this really off time schedule, so, you know. Just generally here to cause chaos if you're trying to get a streak. You know, the usual. Hey, it ain't a crime to kill and screw in the game! That's fair. I'll be lurking while cooking. Delightful. I am happy to be the lurking that the audio in the background. That's what I meant to say. The audio in the background. Sometimes I mince my words. That's putting it a little coldly, isn't it? Maybe. They got ooh, fajitas. I haven't had Mexican food in a hot minute now that I'm thinking about it. I think right now I'm in my another weeb phase because all I want is like Japanese food. But rules on key part, I fucking love fajitas. Oh my gosh. I love to appreciate different like cuisines, especially it's my uncle. I guess I would consider my uncle to be kind of like a foodie. I'm excited to show him a lot of different places here in the Bay. I guess that's another thing I really appreciate about being in the Bay is that there's just so many different like so if you ever come to the Bay, hypothetically speaking, look at me getting all these trophies. I'm not even sure what I did. So basically all the little, like, the major cities going up to San Francisco, they all have their, like, own little, like, cultural conclaves, I think is a good way of putting it. So, like, the one I'm in has, like, more Asian food. I think 2 cities over from me has more— oh, hey, look, he's wearing sunglasses! That's cool. Wait. Ah, he sneezed his sunglasses away. Ah, here they're back. Isn't that so cute? Wait, sorry, I'm tormenting my furballs. But yeah, there's a couple of cities over to me I think has a higher Hispanic population, so they tend to have more Mexican and Hispanic food. I mean, it's great. You can find all kinds of food around the Bay. Not to say, like, we had when I was living in Ohio, they had a pretty big selection. Especially, like, I don't remember why, but growing up, there was a pretty large Somali immigrant population in Ohio, or at least in the area that I was in, the Columbus area. So, like, you ended up getting, like, all kinds of, like, Somali food restaurants. And my parents being my parents, we went to some of them. At least I'm pretty sure. There also used to be like a Persian food place that was really good. I'm also like low-key, I kind of had a light breakfast and I haven't had lunch, so now I'm just thinking about food. Food. Good foods. Speaking of foods though, I was just watching a video earlier today. Apparently matcha came back in style in America? And by style, I mean fad. Because, like, I sometimes watch these, like, I guess I'll call them, like, internet cultural videos by different YouTubers. So, like, I've been following, like, Crumble Cookie has been one that people talk about a lot, which I find, or, like, and, like, eat, which I've actually never had one. I don't know why. Like, it's not, I don't think I've seen one around me. And they're also like giant sweet cookies, like I'm not going out of my way to eat that. They look good though. But that was like a whole fad thing for a while, I guess on TikTok or something. Then it was like the Dubai chocolate, which actually I accidentally had a crepe in that flavoring and it wasn't bad. I was wondering why it was called Dubai chocolate when I went there. I was like, what the fuck is this? It was good as a crepe. I've never had the chocolate. But then, now it's matcha? I don't know, I'm a little confused by that, because, like, in America specifically, too, it's like, we've always had matcha, like, and Starbucks has been doing matcha shit for, like, ever. Like, I can't say they're great, but they have, like, matcha lattes, and, I don't know, whatever else you can put matcha in. So, don't know why all of a sudden that came back in fad. But it is kind of funny because I was discussing with my uncle, like, hey, where do you guys want to go and, like, have food places? And he's like, I don't know, I just know, my two cousins are drinking matcha right now. I was like, what is going on here? Everybody's drinking matcha, and now no one can have matcha. And I'm like, does that mean I can't have green tea? Because I actually quite like my green tea in the evenings. I don't know, what green tea in the evening tastes really nice. I have it decaf. But sometimes you just want to have matcha or green tea in the evenings and then it hits the spot. I don't know how else to put it. I can understand that, yeah. Fuck. I think Coke tastes better drinking it straight from the cup rather than through a straw. Yeah! Although, actually, I just watched, I think it was, oh, my uncle just landed. Like a bit ago. I don't think you guys need an update of his, his flight plans. I was just watching a food theory, so the game theory, but food. I think it was the host name is Santi. He was trying all kinds of Cokes, and they all do taste different. And I was like, well, hot damn. I mean, obviously they all taste different. That's you just have different kinds of sugar and shit. What was it? What was the video about? I think it was like the claim of like. Oop. I didn't realize how to do that. Ah, fuck. Can we, no, okay. I think the video was about, like, is there any difference calorically, or, like, I think the clickbait title was, is Diet Coke actually bad for you or something? And I think basically what the video ended up being was like, calorically, it doesn't really matter which Coke you have, I think, because like even if it doesn't have like sugar in it or something, there's other calories or something that like offset it or whatever. So like you may be having less sugar, but you might have having the same amount of calories. But anyway, yeah, but no, back to your point, Starman. Like, I get what you mean, because, like, for a hot minute, I was very particular about if I wanted a Sprite, I preferred it like either straight from the fountain or from a can because it just had a crisper taste, I think is what it is. And there's actually some truth to it because apparently, like, because plastic is semi-permeable, it's like slowly leaking out, technically speaking, it's slowly leaking out gas as time goes on. Whereas a can, I think it's less permeable. Technically, apparently, cans still have plastic in them, which makes me feel not great. But like, I think they're technically, I don't know, I guess they're still better for the environment or something, because there's less plastic. That being said, when I used to have to ship, occasionally for my old work, we had to ship stuff to different places. They'd use a fuck ton of wrap, like plastic wrap, just to secure stuff, and I'm like, I don't think my recycling's doing anything when you guys are using like 3 yards or something of like plastic for this one little trip. Best cola in the UK is in a glass bottle. Yeah, the glass. I haven't had a lot of soda from a glass bottle, but like, it hits different. I think the brand that I haven't had in a hot minute, but like, there's a brand called Izzy's. I don't know a whole lot about them, but like, they have a grapefruit flavored soda, and or at least it used to come in a can. I think they might have switched over, or sorry, glass. I think they switched over to cans, and I'm like, eh. Also, their flavors in the cans are like, eh. But like, that hits different. You just get slapped in the face both with grapefruit and like glass carbonation. It's just so good. You can't deny the glass carbonation. I really miss. It sounds really, I feel like it sounds stupid coming from me because I'm not that old, but I miss some of the good old days stuff I remember from when I was a child. Like one of the things is like, my babysitter used to, they're really just trying to lock up my little buddies here. Oh, he's sleeping! Oh, no, never mind. Like you used to be able to recycle cans conveniently and easily at grocery stores for like a few cents, and I think that just went out of style or something because it was too much work or whatever for the grocery stores. But you could save a few cents. It's fine. It really sucks though in America, like, or like, yeah, in certain states in America, like, it's, recycling, or like, getting your refund for your bottles is kind of annoying. And I think they intentionally do it. Because we're actually supposed to be getting, like, a couple of cents back every time, but, like, no. They made it, it's actually kind of difficult to do it. I looked into it in my area. Fuck. Oh. Noise. Gosh dang it, Big Chuzzle, why do you have to be so fat? Noise. Haha. I was also just recently watching a video about, speaking of weird nostalgia, I was just watching a video about Dare, which I'm curious to look into the actual history of it, but apparently it wasn't exactly like a really poorly thought out anti-drug program. It was... I don't know, I think how do I describe this? Like, closer to some sort of weird power trip, than, an actual legitimate program, to say no to drugs, because I think when they first started the program, the video was like, oh yeah, they were given factual information of, hey, here's 2 programs we tried. This is the one that's not very effective. And then Dare said, we're gonna use that one. And you're like, are you an idiot? Anyway. But I never had, well, it's kind of weird. So I never, my first, as a recap, I went to elementary for a few years in Boston, then moved to Ohio. And when I was in Boston, the elementary I was at had like Dare posters, but I never went through it. Presumably because I was too young, I think. I don't know when they started Dare. But then like when I went to Ohio, we never had it. And I think the closest to cops telling me not to do stuff in school was in middle school when, for some reason, they brought a cop in to basically tell us, be good kids or else you're gonna go to jail. And to demonstrate more reasons why not to get in trouble with the law, was they handcuffed one of my classmates and was like, you know, how comfortable is that? And shit. And I'm like, I don't really know what the point of intimidating us was for, but I think about that a lot. 'Cause I still question, why the fuck was that a necessary thing to tell us? Like, we're middle schoolers. Yeah, like, I think that's the time when people get into drugs or something, but like, I don't know, I feel like our teachers could have told us this, not like some random ass cop from the district. Anyway, I'm not really sure what the kid that they locked up, or like, you know, handcuffed is doing. I hope he's doing well. I think Coke in a can that's poured into styrofoam cups is disgusting. Ooh. That's a very specific statement, Starman. But I have to agree. Fuck. Man, I could get a 5 combo there. I'd rather drink it straight from a can. I will say, though, can, like... I just don't feel like I get everything out. But I think it's the superior way to drink. Oh, we got a PC demo, too. What is... Oh, public crime? Is that what that is, Geo? Alright. Time to bust some Chuzzles out. Fuck. Oh, that's not good. How do I get them out of here? Police constable. Oh, okay, right. I remember, though, in, elementary school, we had a robotic bus talk to us about bus safety, which was very confusing to me at the time because I did not take a bus home. And I can't remember much other than, listen to your bus driver and don't stand up. I wonder if they still do those kind of programs these days. I don't know, with all the budget cuts and stuff, I wouldn't be surprised if that was one of the things they got rid of. I gotta say, that was actually kind of an impressive, like, robot little guy. Man, I was really hoping he'd take out some of these locks. Ooh. Expert mode is testing me. more dumb school things. I always thought it was weird that specifically in elementary school they had you always have milk in, with your lunch. But I'm pretty sure they stopped doing that in like middle school, high school. And I don't think it was just because of like them phasing it out. I think it was just like people kept throwing away their milk. I feel like I was on the tail end of like Big Dairy getting to US the US government. But I always thought it was weird that they're like, oh, you gotta drink your milk, and I'm like, I'm lactose intolerant. What do you mean that's good for me? Their argument falls apart real fast when you have a sort of a food allergy. Man. I got a dustbin dressed as a traffic light robot. Talking about road safety. That's beautiful. That's amazing. The things they do to try to get in touch with kids. I think it would have been more effective if they just paid the National Broadcasting Association or whatever to have Barney tell us about, like, public safety or something. Oh, man. Oopsies. It was part of my health class. So in high school, I think you needed to do like a health class or something, 1 credit of health class or whatever. So I did mine over the summer. And they teach you all the normal health things. We did yoga, but the thing that stuck out to me the most was like, when we were going over drugs, I think this was like a government website about drugs, but like we watched all these videos about different drugs. And all of the videos like started with like kids or something saying street names of drugs. And I always thought that was kind of funny, because I'm like, well, damn, I didn't know the street names of all these drugs, but I guess now I do. So I can always ask for them, right? That was a joke. For the FBI, that was a joke. Yeah, I wasn't entirely certain about... I remember coming out of that, like, particular unit really confused and, like, I don't know. Did I learn not to do drugs in that unit? Or did I instead learn about the street names of drugs and that, yeah, you shouldn't do any drugs, because they're all bad. Even weed. It was part of a national program. It's nice though that you have, like, Geo, over there, you have a national program though, because, like, I don't know, over here, it's like, vastly different curricula gets taught. Like, when I was in Boston, I learned more about the Boston Tea Party and whatever went on in Massachusetts. When I went to Ohio, like, my best friend had no idea what the fuck I was talking about when I'm like, oh yeah, Plymouth Rock or something. This fucking McGraw-Hill. Their stupid-ass textbooks. This was decades ago. I have no idea what they're doing now. That's a good point. I don't know, because I'm also disconnected, because I don't really give a shit about schools other than I disagree with... That's the other thing. Like, I for a while, I was, like, really into being mad that sex education in America is not standardized, which is kind of funny, because everything in America isn't standardized, so I have more to be mad about. But, like, specifically that, because I'm like, I think it was, like, the first time when I saw statistically that there is a way to help lower teen pregnancies, and some states were literally like, nah. And I was big mad about that. Because I was like, you guys have a simple solution, but instead you're gonna be weird and prudy about it, and you're gonna have more teen pregnancies that way. Congratulations, you played yourself. I'm still mad about it to this day, but I wonder, so I guess after coming out of education, like, now I'm like, I don't really care, although it does seem like they're defunding our schools, and I would like that to not happen. I'm not, like I've said, I'm, like, my schooling wasn't, like, all rainbows and stuff, but I think public school was good for me. Fuck. I remember this game. You played it before. Yeah! It's a comfort game for me. These little goobers. Goobers. I just figured, like, so tomorrow I'm gonna be busy, and, for reasons that, are beyond me, partner decided to stay home on Thursday, so I might have to change my schedule once more. 'Cause what is a schedule when you have a loft and cannot go and stream in peace and quiet, or peace and loud? It's a thing, you know. It's you gotta work around your situation, but that doesn't mean I'm not gonna bitch about it. The spouse should make a tiny concession. To be fair, he is actually working his working hours, so I'm like, that feels a little rude to be streaming while he's actually making money, and I'm here playing games. There we go. I don't think your streams are loud. I think it's, again, like, I live in a loft apartment, so you can hear a lot more everywhere. It's really annoying. Actually, so, as a kid, I used to be like, I would love to live in a loft. Like, that's my dream. Because I saw, like, New York loft apartments, and, like, they're, like, cool and, like, industrial and shit. Now that I actually live in a loft, it's kind of annoying, because I will, like, cook something, like, you know, at, like, whatever, 6 p.m. or something. Then when I go to bed at, like, I don't know, midnight or something, it still smells like the food in where I'm sleeping, because my bed is above my kitchen. And I'm like, wow, I don't want to be smelling food when I'm going to sleep. I want to relax. I don't need to smell spicy food when I want to sleep. Anyway, that's loft apartments for you. Unless y'all like to spend time together when he's not working. I mean, it's, how do you, I think some people, we usually will watch something together, but, like, other times, like, he's playing games and I'm doing my own thing, and I'm like, I could stream, but then he gets annoyed at me, and I'm like, well, I don't know. If I start working again, though, I'll probably make some concessions with him. It's fine. He can't stop me from doing my hobby. You can't stop me from doing anything. I mean, really, it's kind of amazing what you can do. Fuck. When I say that, I'm not that I would do this, but I remember, I don't know, back in some time period, people used to just be able to casually have radioactive isotopes and shit in their house, because, you know, why not? Or, like, I don't know, or, like, they came in your science kits, is what I hear. And then they discovered that's not good for you, and they took it out. I'm like, dang, now I'm not allowed to be, like, a mad scientist in my own suburban neighborhood? Darn. I don't know where I was going with that. I know I could open a window. I could also use Febreze. I don't know how I got really sold on Febreze when I was a kid from their commercials. I also like the smell of Lysol. So, you know, could do that, but I don't want to. The other thing is, like, I have a cat. I don't want to like spray shit around her. I don't know. It's not good for her. Smells are smells. That's not the point of this conversation. What the heck? Spouse isn't jealous of your Twitch chatters, is he? Nah, he just doesn't like noise. Which you know, you gotta. It's like some people just don't like noise. I had a friend who just didn't like spices because everything was too spicy, which I feel bad about now because I'm like 90% certain he had some sort of like, I don't know, food disorder, for lack of better phrasing. Like, I know he grew up in like with like American cuisine, which tends to be very bland, but like this wasn't about palate. I think this was like he physically could not have anything with spices in it. Again, very weird, but whatever. But yeah, back to my spouse. Yeah, no, he's just sensitive to noise. That was a huge issue actually when we were living in Philadelphia because it's a fucking city. And our apartment was like, I don't know how many years old, and for whatever reason, there was a frat behind us, so they would have parties, and that was really annoying. It was a whole thing. Yeah, no. Suffice to say, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this, actually, but my spouse, at one point, I don't know if it's still a thing, but I told him I would never do this with him, is he wishes to go live on like a ranch in Texas, in the middle of nowhere, Texas. I will not do that with him because one, I refuse to do the farm work on the land or any of the like, you know, yard work, if you can call it that, on a like a tiny ranch. And two, it's too fucking hot in Texas. So I told him if he wants to do that, I'm not following him. He can go live on a ranch by himself. But yeah, he values the quiet. I think living out in the middle of nowhere is nice until I start thinking about, like, not really bears, like, I don't know, chupacabras or something. I have a very active imagination. It's not great. Don't leave A out in the middle of the woods. I will get scared. People are a bunch of weak sissies now, haven't you heard? I think we're more sympathetic towards people and their plights. There we go. I know someone who has hypersensitive nose. Oh, that sounds bad. That sounds real bad, especially with everyone with perfumes. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I did short ads this time because I'm like, I don't know how long this stream is gonna be. We're just vibing. But yeah, no, I think my parents knew somebody with a sensitive nose, so like we couldn't use perfumes because they would. My parents did a Bible study, so like people would come to our house, so they just asked like we don't use. I think even like, I don't know, like those not a diffuser, whatever, like those plug-in smell shits. It must suck, though, to have, like, a sensitive nose, because, like, everything has fucking perfumes in it, which is a whole thing I have a rant about, because I'm like, I hate that, like, your laundry detergent has perfume, you can add more perfume when you, like, laundry, like, I don't know, I keep seeing things for, like, those, like, smelly beads shits that you put in, I think, when you wash them, or dry them, I don't really know. The scented bead stuff, like your soap has like smell to it, like your body soap, your lotions have smell to it. You can add like smell to yourself. I'm like, I keep thinking about this for like, so for a while I didn't use perfumes, but then like one of my friends got me into it, so I like have a few perfumes now. But like, I'm like, why does everything have to be so fucking scented in America? Like, if my clothes smell like flowers, but then I use, I don't know, Ocean Breeze like body wash, and then I put on like a deodorant that smells like, I don't know, sandalwood, and then I put on another perfume. Like, what the fuck is going on? You're gonna smell like 4 different things, and I hate it because it's like, what, like subtle scents is fine, I guess. I have like a laundry detergent, like a nice laundry detergent that smells like it's very subtle and it's nice to put on like sheets or something. But like, I'm like, I don't fucking need everything to smell like shit. That's fucking weird. I hate America for that. Also, like, I think especially, I don't know. I think I've always had this hatred. But Dyna, I don't see any ads. Oh, right. I forgot you don't see any ads. I forgot to give my uncle my address. He doesn't know where I live. He just knows his hotel is nearby. Okay. Oh my god. And like, I know like certain things I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Or like, people have oh my god, it was kind of funny, but like, you know, okay, your friends all can have like hobbies or whatever. It's fine. You know, I don't put any sweat or anything to it. I had a friend in high school, who was like really into candles. Like collected, I think specifically like Bath and Body Works candles. And he collected them like people collect Pokemon cards. Or I guess Labubus or whatever. Maybe the Labubus is a little bit more accurate. I don't know. Or like Squishmallows or something. The point being is like he had like every scent candle possible that they sold. Which I think is admirable, and he had a whole collection. He had it all like lined up nicely, and then during senior year, he would bring in for us to smell like what? Oh my goodness! He would bring in like one or two of his candles for us to smell a day, and it was actually kind of nice and sweet because it's like I get to experience my friend's weird hobby, and like how he curates it and stuff and blah blah blah. But at the same time, I was like, why do you got so much smelly shit, bro? Did you say candles? Yes, I mean candles. God, there was a meme that goes around every so often. Yeah, someone who's good at the economy, please help me. Yes, that exact meme. It is that friend. It was that friend for me. Cause he had so many fucking candles. Like, again, I respect people. People are allowed to have whatever goddamn hobby they have. I'm not gonna like rain on anyone's parade for that. But scented shit. He had so many candles. How? My family is dying. What? Ah! Look at him! I think I like Zen mode now. I think if I get enough of them, they might turn into a giant one. I haven't played enough Zen mode, though. It's just one of those small things in life. That was actually a pleasant memory of high school. 2 years later, he tweeted a follow-up. Oh. I actually wonder how... No, I think that friend of mine, I still follow him on social media. I think he went into business, which kind of makes sense, given his spending habits. I hope he's doing well. I haven't seen... like, most of my high school friends I don't talk to anymore, because, like, they stayed in it's like one of those things. It's like you grow apart, not necessarily because of something, but just like life. Because like they all went to college in Ohio, and I got the fuck out of Dodge and went to a different state. And then like their breaks were different from mine, so I never really saw them. And I got really salty my senior year of college, where like they graduated earlier than me, so they went on their like college senior trip thing, and I'm like, damn, I had exams. Oh, 2 years later, he had a tweet follow up and went something like this. It's been 2 years since this post, and I lost custody of my children, and my wife left me. Still wild about candles. There's someone else out there. This is definitely not my friend, because I don't think he even has a partner. But I love it. Someone else is just as obsessed with candles. I mean, candle making was a huge thing back in, like, I don't know, mid-2000s. I mean, I can appreciate it. I like watching craftsmen on social media make things. Like recently, I was just watching this YouTube short because I refuse to get TikTok. I was watching this YouTube short of someone making seashore themed soap, and I'm like, I would never buy this, but damn, is this aesthetic. He had a ton of hilarious tweets. I think if Mensa started getting involved in gang violence, they would easily win. I would beg to differ, because from my understanding, Mensa people are kind of weird. Like, academic weirdos. I mentioned this before, but my dad is a professor. He has a PhD in Central Asian Studies? I don't know how PhDs work. I assume that's he gets the title of whatever his title. Anyway, my dad goes to a lot of professor parties, as I like to call them. And holy shit, these guys are like, okay, there's different kinds of parties. There's like the ones that you get drunk and shit-faced at. There's the ones that are more intimate, where you're like sipping wine with your gals and like catching up on the gossip. And then there's like the professor parties, where all they do is joke about random shit to do very specific with their field of study. So like, I don't remember which party this was at, but one of the parties that I was compelled to go to with my father, one of his colleagues in Central Asian Studies was mentioning that he, a vegan man, went into Central Asia, and he was offered horse meat, and he had to explain to these nomadic people what veganism was. And I think about that story a lot. I don't think that has anything to do with the eccentricism. It's just, I found it funny. I don't know how that man survived out in Central Asia. I think about that too a lot. I was the one who asked them to take sex off OnlyFans. I thought it would be nice. I didn't know it would make people mad. I'm sorry. Oops. I mean, it's kind of because like OnlyFans, if I remember right, it didn't actually start off as a pay to watch sexual content thing. It just ended up being very convenient for that. That being said, it is kind of funny that he said that. Especially now, oh man, it's gonna be interesting. Where did my other little guys go? Fuck. I thought they'd just stick around, and then I'd just slowly be consumed by Chuzzles. What away did I? But yeah, sorry, child protection online safety laws. I'm real interested to see how that affects literally everything. 'Cause, like, because those child protection acts that just passed in the UK, I'm like, ooh, that's a slippery slope, isn't it? And I'm concerned. Oh no, my uncle's heading my way. That was 5 minutes ago. How long do I have until he can get here from from San Jose? I give him 20 minutes. I got 20 minutes to keep popping these little fuckers. But yeah, no, because I think privacy. I think there was another privacy law that came up in the U.S. that I'm like, dang. Or censorship. So it was some sort of censorship law that came up, and I'm like, I understand the intent is good, but that is a slippery slope into controlling free speech here, and I am not here. I'm not here for it. I don't lurk in the dark parts of the internet, but that doesn't mean I don't think we should ban it. Man. It's a wild timeline we live in. What was that censorship law? I can't remember. Oh, he's a little white guy! And they just pop out. I'm disappointed they don't stick around, but it's whatever. I'm already having to talk to legal about that to make sure I don't get into issues just from using Twitch and Discord. But Geo, you're an adult. How does this? I'm sorry, that's something you have to deal with, especially. But how does the child safety protection whatever laws affect you as a adult human being who just wants to post memes and do streams? I hope that rhymed. Yeah, oh yes, that's the other thing is, we'll see if that actually happens, at least in the US, but, YouTube wants to, put age restriction, which I'm like, cool story, bro. But how are you gonna prove that I am not a child based on your AI algorithm? Ah! He's rainbow! At least that's why my understanding is they're using AI and they kind of like rolled it out for some people. I'm like, well, there's two problems here for me is, I have actually several YouTube accounts, because I use a specific YouTube account to watch videos. I have one to post my Dyna content, and then I have one that's technically linked to my real Gmail. My real, not really real Gmail. It's a whole thing. So I'm like, are you gonna age restrict all of my shit? How does this work? Online Safety Act applies to all users to use spaces inline and businesses required to meet the standards. Gotcha. Online, sorry, yeah, online. Yeah. I don't like this. Because the other thing is, I'm already very suspicious about giving anybody my personal information. Like, this is a really dumb small thing, but when I got hired by my company, my old company, I think I had to fill out some like legal forms with my social security number and then email it back to them, and I'm like, I don't want to kick up a fuss. So I didn't. But in my head, I was very uncomfortable with doing that, because I'm like, you guys, not like, it's like only HR that needed to see those documents, but I had to send it to multiple people. And I was like, I don't like this. And then if I have to do age verification shit, I'm like, I don't like this either. Yeah. Especially like, I think it was like also, I was trying to do taxes one year, and for whatever reason, they couldn't verify my information, so I had to get on some like weird video chat with a dude that works at a third like a third-party company to verify my information. And you know the crazy thing about how they verified my information was that I was on a video call with this man in a call center, so we're both on video, and I have to show him my face, which is fine, you're on video. And then I have to hold up my driver's license to prove I am the person, which was the funniest thing in my mind of like, oh, this is how we're doing, I guess, identification, which was crazy to me as well, because I'm like, you know, someone who's really good at movie makeup could definitely fool one of these people. It's fucking wild. I can't. Just wait until they put up cameras everywhere, then I'm just gonna get real paranoid. Look at the little guy. Oh, they're going away. Anyway. I assume this is something, these are topics like Ninja Gato has discussed, and I should hop on one of his streams to hear his thoughts. My privacy is being invaded by the government and like, I don't know, like, contractors for the government, and I am angry about it. Like, there's certain circumstances where I'm like, yeah, sure, that's fine. Like, I had to do a service project in college, and I ended up working with children, so I had to get an FBI background check, and that I'm like, totally understand. Like, these are kids, these are someone's kids, I will happily comply with that kind of thing. But I'm like, let me browse the internet in peace. I'm not going on the fucking dark web or anything. Like, why can't parents fucking be better with their kids' online safety like my parents were? These days, he tries to keep the depressing news to 30 minutes before moving on. That's a good policy. The other guy I watch for news video is Philip DeFranco on YouTube, because I can't deal with the real media cycle. It makes me too depressed. Especially these days, the Philip DeFranco show, they've been doing, like, instead of just, like, here's what the government's doing today, folks, see you tomorrow, it's been, let's end with, like, a positive note, which I'm like, yeah, I need that. Like, even if it's small things of, like, kid did something to save pet or whatever, I'm like, this is the feel-good story I needed. I don't want to think about whatever nonsense the government's cooking up today. Have you seen Gary's Economics? I do not think so. Is he a YouTuber? Because economics goes a little bit over my head, but I do watch, like, what is it? I really like, there's a guy called City Nerd. I think that's his name? Is it City Nerd? Yeah. He has a very monotone voice, and all he does is talk about infrastructure. And I'm like, yeah. I, too, am angry about infrastructure. Yeah, UK YouTube. Okay. Time for errands and then home. Alright, drive safe. He has some interesting observations. Delightful. I do have a pen and I have paper. I'm writing that name down. See you on the flip side. See ya, Starman. Gary's. Yeah, I mean, even if it's, like, not pertinent to America, I'm very interested in seeing, like, other people's content from across the world. Occasionally when I want to scare myself, I'll watch scary, I don't know, stories or something on YouTube. But there's this, I think he's Singaporean guy I just found recently that, or the algorithm told me to watch, that does, like, Asian folklore / I think he also visits places sometimes. So, like, one of the places he visited was, like, there's this, so Malaysia, my mom's home country, isn't very large. But I guess they got to do what they got to do to make money and stuff. So one of the weird projects that they decided to try out was making like a luxury area that's like a little bit outside of the capital, Kuala Lumpur. But like it was either like priced out like native Malays, or they're like owned by Chinese citizens that only have it as like property and don't really visit it as often. So there's just basically like this city in Malaysia that was supposed to be like a super city where it's like, oh, you got all these nice luxury apartments, and then there's like nice hotels, and there's like water parks and like, you know, giant malls or whatever, blah blah blah, and it's just all empty. And I was like, this is absolutely fascinating. I don't think I'll ever go here, even if I do go to Malaysia, but this is fucking interesting. Speaking of Malaysia, though, they have this weird thing that I've actually been on once, where to solve the issue about congestion in the capital, they put their public transportation, read the buses, on their own little elevated highway. And I think one year I was there, one trip I was there, it was under construction, and then like the next time I came, it was done, and I rode it with my relatives. I'm like, why are we on a bus in the sky on like its own little dedicated highway? How does this make any sense? And I think about it a lot. Anyway, that's just one of those random topics that I love going to. So, recently though, I think it's just like algorithm clickbait shits. Apparently, the American housing market is collapsing, specifically in the Bay Area, and I'm like, I'll believe it when I see it, because I was just looking at houses around my area, and like, if a house is under $1 million, it's just like shy by like $10,000 or so dollars. It's not that big. My neck is broken. And I'm like, damn, I don't know what this like particular like YouTuber's talking about. Like, everything's still fucking expensive here. Again, Gary's economics. That's the actual economics. I took like a macroeconomics class. I took some sort of economics class in college. I didn't enjoy it. The professor was kind of terrible. Also, it involved way too much math. I was more curious about the I think I'm actually more interested in like socioeconomic things than like, I don't know, math or something. As we established earlier, I am terrible at math. They're so cute. All right. I've rambled about a lot of things. I kind of miss my old my old streams where I just kind of sat here and talked about everything and nothing. If I'm being honest, the ADHD meds kind of dampened that in my brain, but lack of sleep is really bringing it back. I really don't think I function in a 9-to-5, but I have to have a 9-to-5. Speaking of, though, no one get your hopes up yet, but I applied to a position, and I got last night ask for a phone interview. So I'm excited, particularly because I haven't had a job interview in a hot minute, and I like the practice, but also, I don't know, I need a little bit of hope in my life. The only thing is, like, it's a full-time job, so I would have to switch up my streaming schedule, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there, you know? In any case, okay. I think crosses everything. Yes. Yes. I'm excited. It's, if I get the position, I'll explain a little bit more. I don't want to get anyone's hopes up yet, especially mine. But anyway, I think... Oopsies. This is a nice place to stop. Partially because I don't want to be streaming in the middle of the, like, my relatives here, and then I'm like, okay, bye, guys. Anyway. But it was nice chatting with everybody. I hope you guys... Oopsies, my aunt texted me. I should text my aunt back. It's really weird when my aunt texts me through texting and then my uncle texts me through WhatsApp. Anyway, it was nice chatting with everybody. I know it's a little wonky of a day, but I hope everybody has a good rest of your day. Make sure you hydrate. I know some of you goobers only drink Coke. I believe I can go back to streaming on Monday. Unless, again, my spouse decides to do something goofy. If any of you stream, I'll try to catch it. Sorry, I thought I heard some voice outside. You can hear things through my door. Unless that was Alexa. Anyway, stay healthy, y'all. Don't be stupid, and I'll see y'all next time. Goodbye.